Hi, I want to welcome you to another edition of Simply Stated here on YouTube at Deborah KC. As you probably have already noted, this week in the US, there were a number of raids. I'm not sure exactly what those would be all attributed to, but they've all been noted in the media and press releases. This week's episode will actually be about Nicole Scherzinger, formerly of the Pussycat Dolls. The group is pretty much non existent today, with her as the only listed main member. Their major heyday was back in the 2000s up to 2010. Eventually, the group actually started to break up after the supporting singer Melody Thornton, who did all the major arching crescendos and sort of riffs and all the stuff that really made the group go, left. And then finally in 2021, Kermit Bishar, who was one of the main dancers, she was the redhead that was always featured as a dancer, actually left as well. It's important to know before that the two other backup dancers that were also featured in the group left before that. So there's just time between Melody leaving, the two other girls left, and then Carmate left. I think there's like one woman left maybe from their heyday that would support the group if Nicole wanted to bring it back today. But as I know the past in the Thought Project, she was somebody that was always suspicious because she was pretending to be a part of the Thai consulate and supporting MI6. And it turned out, I knew as long ago as my time at Luther College, going back to the late 90s, that she was actually somebody who worked for, was part of the KGB FSB. So definitely not a supporter of like democracy and freedom, totally comfortable with labor trafficking. She actually took free designs from one of the guys I went to school with, and he's like, how are you going to set her up? And so we ended up setting her up in one of those weird, like, sort of diaper skirts that you see her in some of the videos because she has like no behind. And finally put her in an outfit with like Davy Crockett tails sort of hanging off it. So she's literally this weird idiot with like Davy Crockett tails hanging off her. It's not the best way to really set somebody up who's that dangerous, but sometimes it's also something you can do that's like being trafficked. So that's one of the designers did to her to kind of let people know. If you watch later in her career, there were moments on stage at major events, the Grammys, whatever, music awards, where Melody and the other woman actually just went ahead and upstaged her because they were tired of her. She does actually sing, but she has a very small voice, and she does actually dance, but kind of limited. It was hard to understand why she should be the lead singer of a group. She's not as bad as J-Lo, for example, who is completely photoshopped, does not actually sing, and is a poor dancer. But she was always some of those people that kind of got by being less conspicuous and at the same time being a double agent. So I've had a hard time catching her exactly on how she does it, but this week, Russell Brand went on Instagram and made this ridiculous post about "Make Jesus Great Again," which is sacrilegious and bizarre. And then it was a take on Trump's "Make America Great Again" theme. Obviously, not really a Trump supporter. Also, a citizen of the UK or England, as it's known today. It's usually called England today. And so is Nicole Scherzinger. And she basically briefly showed up with the Instagram post and made a comment and then deleted it. So, what does that mean? Well, for her, it just ended up being a flood of footage coming out about her problems with the group and the fact that people were tired of her and sick of her. And it was clearly an attempt on her part. I had to sort of research this again to try and help Brand restart his case to funnel money to these women. As I explained before, Brand was a part of a number of rapes. He actually raped me years ago when I was at Los Angeles and involved in a number of pulse attacks on victims. And frankly, was just incredibly, he's just disgusting and weird. And so it's bizarre that she would even be friends with him on Instagram and try to present herself as somebody who cared about anything. It's not even like civil rights, it's just that cared about anything normal at all or decent or fun, because that's just not him. So I would have to even wonder if there had been some incidents with the other Pussycat dolls along the way before they all finally left. And did any of them get paid? Was she the one who actually got paid for the group? I'd be curious to know. Because I never got paid for the choreography work I did with them. And she was clearly a product of the man I nicknamed Buffalo Bill. And it's just weird. Like, neither of them would be Trump supporters. And she very clearly paid to have PAID, paid to have press releases put out about the incident with her posting Russell Brand's page and then deleting a comment. It was just ridiculous and kind of stupid. So, I think her heyday of sort of being a double agent or pretending that she ever supported the Thai consulate is certainly well over. And, now she's kind of just in J-Lo territory of being another weird has-been. Even though she had a somewhat better sort of act put together because she wasn't literally wearing masking or completely faking everything. She was a lot better at it, right? So that's kind of how that played out this week. I hope you're all doing well with the holidays here in the U.S. If you're in the U.S., if you're in other parts of the world, I hope you're doing well there too. And have a good one. This has been another edition of Simply Stated. Thank you.